Appreciate you. Sorry about that.
Good morning. Good morning. That's a little better. How's everybody doing?
Excuse me.
Good. My name is Vernon. I'm one of the section chief in the office. And I'm going to go through a couple of advices before we start the surgery. Advice is nothing more than very important things that you need to know before we start the surgery. First of all, if you have a cell phone, please put it in the battery or turn it off. We don't have to if we don't say what we do. Now, every packet should have a white packet, okay? And the white packet, you should have a US flag. The only thing you're going to do flag is a US flag, and a little piece of paper that is white with blue letters at both sides. Every time you go away, you always see flags. Everybody got a flag? Let me see the flag. Everybody. I want to make sure everybody got a flag. Somebody over there missing the flag? Okay, there we go. Over here, somebody missing the flag over there. It should be in the white packet. All right, good. All right, outstanding. All right. The reason we gave you a U.S. flag today is not only because you become a United States citizen. We're here to celebrate with you. So what you're going to do, after you take the oath of allegiance and you say the last three words, so help me God, what I want you to do is I want you to take that flag and wave it like there is no tomorrow, okay? We're going to make some noise, we're going to yell, we're going to scream, we're going to shout. Got it? 5 people got it. Come on. We're going to make some noise, all right?
前面
All right.
比较不跟我们比他们近，
Let's talk about your certificate. Today,
还是
your
会被人打到，
certificate of naturalization
还是你要
is
这
very
里会被
important.
摄影？
Out of any day, today is the most important day for you to check that certificate. All right? Why? Because if you wait later on, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, whatever, whenever you're going to apply for the U.S. passport, you take out the certificate, you find a mistake, you have to fill out a new form called N565, and you have to pay for the fee for that form, which is nothing more than $555. Ooh, yeah, it's very expensive. But today's your lucky day, because today, you find any errors, you let us know, we'll fix it, you pay 100% off. All right.
This umbrella is
Got
killing
it?
me.
All right, so please check your certificates. All right, check for the spelling of your name.
I
Check
don't
for
know
the
where.
placement of the letters and the spelling of your name. If you're 5'1" and your certificate says that you're 5'2", that's okay. We'll give an inch. No big deal. All right, but if you find 3 inches more up or down, that is a big deal. We want your passport to be printed correctly. So please let us know. We'll make this change. See? Zero. You know? 5'1". So please check your certificates. Got it? All right, you're not gonna bend, fall, nominate, write down, do anything to that certificate. The only thing you're gonna do when you get home today is you're gonna get a black ink. I said again, black ink, and you're gonna sign that certificate. You're gonna turn it around and see how you sign the picture, and you're gonna try to match the signature, all right? With black ink. You're gonna sign it, and you're good to go. Got it? All right, 7 people got it. We're working out. All right, so certificates are good. We're not gonna
Yes, thank you.
laminate them. We're not going.
Thank you so much.
One thing that you need to know for the passport. Today you become a United States citizen. After today, in order for you to travel outside of the United States, you must have a U.S. passport. You cannot travel with your old passport. You cannot travel with this certificate. It's not a travel document. So you gotta get a US passport. So how do you get US passport? I'll tell you two ways. I'm sure there's more. One, you can make an appointment downtown Washington DC Department of State Passport Office, or you can make an appointment at your local postal office. Now remember, not all the post offices have a passport office. Most of them do. Find out which one closer to you has a passport office and make an appointment over there because you need a US passport.
我前面要找到一个位，
Got it?
在那个
All right, we're waking up. Yes. Are we excited? All right, good to go. All right, for voter registration, we have head count over here to my right, your left. There's a table over there set up. They're over there. So after the ceremony, please turn in your forms. Voter registrations over there. There's a lot of people here. You will turn it over and we'll take care of everything for you. You'll be registered to vote. One of your rights as a citizen is the right to vote. You cannot exercise that right unless you're registered. And Virginia is one of two states that have election every year. I think the other one is New Jersey. So we have election every year. So if you want to get your vote on, your voice heard, please register to vote. Just turn your phone over there. And they take care of it. Got it? All right, outstanding. All right, any problem, real quick.
Ich melde mich wieder, wenn
Happiness.
es ist.
Who among you
Kann ein bisschen dauern in diesem Fall.
a child or children that are permanent resident? Raise your hand.
Oh gut, ja.
Anybody have a child or children? Group of you?
Flagge.
Good. All right, so you already met one of the categories. They are permanent resident. There's four categories you gotta meet. The other one is today, they have to be less than 18 years old. All right? The third category is today they have to be in the United States legally. And the last category is you gotta have full custody. If they meet those four categories, as soon as you make the vote, those kids will become United States citizens.
You good, Excel? Excel?
Isn't that awesome?
Okay. Laufen Sie?
So raise your hand if you made those four categories. If your kids make those four categories, good. I see those two hands over here, 3, 4. All right, so we got more than 100 citizens becoming United States citizens. That's awesome. I'm gonna tell you real quick, how can you do citizenship for those kids? All right, so one is today they're getting a certificate of naturalization. They cannot get that, why? Because they're already U.S. citizens, but they can apply for certificate of citizenship. That form is called N600. So you can apply for the N600 to get a certificate of citizenship. The other one is when you apply for the passport, you can apply for the U.S. passport, Department of State. All you need is the 4 things: green card, birth certificate, school records, if they live with you, or either marriage or divorce certificate, saying you have no custody. You send that to the Department of State, they'll send you the U.S. passport. Now remember, when you apply for the U.S. passport, you will be released your original certificate. All right? Yes, the original certificate. The Department of State will take it. Don't worry about it. They will mail it back. All right? Got it? All right. Any questions about what I just told you? No? Are we excited? Excited. Okay, we will get started first.
Matthew, shall I go up and take B-roll? Because we're doing basically the same thing from here.
Especially with the long lens, it's hard to get a sense of the crowd, so
Yeah.
it's a nice.
Okay.
I got
See you like so.
Are we connected to the split box? Is this a split box for audio? Are we connected to it?
It's my There you go.
they got everything from the wreath. Even your question. You should have thrown a question in
That was
German.
great.
Still a tomb. I mean,
You should have thrown
No.
a question in German.
I would have done it. I said Herr Gouverneur in German. Oh, we could be over there.
That's
Now you see.
It's not dark.
so I go up front, okay?
Matthew, you need a zip, really.
Can you grab there's a lens in the backpack?
Well, good morning, everybody. Those are cheering for me. I'm Doug Bradburn. I'm the president and CEO of George Washington Army. It's my honor to be with you here today on this extraordinary day, 4th of July, and the day when we get to welcome newest citizens to the United States of America on the grounds of George Washington's beloved home. Yes, come on. Yeah. So let's situate ourselves. 250 years ago, yesterday, George Washington took command of a brand new thing called the American Army. To begin the fight that would ultimately lead to the independence of this nation. It was also the first step in an ongoing effort to create a new people out of diverse elements. Our great motto, E pluribus unum, means from many one. And when George Washington took over that army 250 years ago, it was not a national army. And he would have to forge it into an institution of common national purpose, through perseverance, devotion to the cause. And that first step in our great story of trying to find the things that we share together began 250 years ago, yesterday. So it's critical to remember this fact, particularly on the 4th of July, that for all our differences and frustrations with each other, we're people who share fundamental principles. We're the only country in the history of the world founded based on an idea that people can govern themselves, that they are all equal, that the people have rights, which government exists to protect, and our principles are embedded in the documents that were written and won by the founding generation and improved in each generation. General George Washington helped establish those principles, serving in the three most important roles in the founding of our great republic: Commander-in-Chief during the Army, who fought with valor, vigilance, courage during the dark times of an 8 long years war, and affirmed the truth of the Declaration of Independence by winning. He was also the president of the Constitutional Convention, who shepherded the extraordinary compromise which saved the Union after the war, creating the fundamental basis of our law, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which still govern us today. And he was the first president of the United States, whose character and judgment created a powerful office to establish law and order, but whose humility allowed the United States to survive beyond his time, free from the abuses of arbitrary power. There would be no Generalissimo to take the reins in the United States of America, in large part because of the character of George Washington. For Washington, the founding of the United States was always considered a great experiment in human happiness under a civil society. Today, you're all going to become part of that ongoing effort, an experiment to see if we can govern ourselves with justice and fairness for all, and if we can work together to form a more perfect union that we can hand off to our children and their children. You've earned that place because of your hard work and your extraordinary efforts. George Washington often noted that the decisions of his generation would affect unborn millions. That if Americans were not entirely free and happy, the fault would be their own. That's the whole point of having a free nation. You get to choose your future. And if we aren't free and happy, it is going to be all of us. We all have to make those choices to try to make the best place it can be. That is our aim, and that's the burden of self-governance. I'm very excited to be sharing with us all. Today's ceremony is very important to you, it's very important to our national story. Welcoming new citizens of distant foreign lands is an ideal born American country. In fact, today is a recreating the revolutionary action of America's founding generation to freely choose to become part of the nation, the United States of America. It was the choice that George Washington made. He wasn't born an American citizen. There could be no more appropriate place to step ourselves. And we are thrilled that you are here. I want to thank the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service and our distinguished guests who join us today in celebration. Deputy Secretary Edgar, Mr. Calkins, Ms. Kristoff, Ms. Heaton, thank you so much for your partnership. I would also like to thank the Mount Vernon chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, as well as the George Washington chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution for their dedication and support of Mount Vernon and all our programs today. And on behalf, let's hear it for the DAR and the SAR. On behalf of the Mount Vernon Ladies Association, let me extend a warm welcome and a thank you to Governor Schwarzenegger. We're honored to have you with us today. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Madeline Kristoff. Ms. Kristoff serves as the Washington District Deputy Director for United States Citizen and Immigration Services and has served in various roles within USCIS for 13 years. Let's thank her for an incredible service for our nation and welcome her to the lectern. Mrs. Kristoff.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Bradburn, for welcoming us all here today. I am thrilled to welcome you, your family, friends, and guests to today's special naturalization ceremony here at George and Martha Washington's Mount Vernon. I also want to thank the wonderful team here at Mount Vernon for hosting us on this really special day. I'm honored to also introduce to you the distinguished guests who have joined me here today to celebrate your citizenship. You've already met Dr. Douglas Bradburn, President and CEO of George Washington's Mount Vernon. We also have Arnold Schwarzenegger, the 38th Governor of California. Troy Edgar, Deputy Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security. Aaron Hawkins, the Chief of Staff for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And also Hillary West, Vice Regent for the District of Columbia. And also not on stage, I would like to mention Ms. Amherst Heaton, the Washington Field Office Director for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And Jessica Lynn, the vocalist who covers DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And lastly, for the staff of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Washington Field Office who are here, who checked you in, who brought your certificates, and will hand all that out to you at the end of the ceremony. Thank you for all your hard work. To officially begin our ceremony, everyone please rise and place your right hand over your heart for the national anthem as Jessica Lynn comes to the stage to perform.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's blessed gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets spread the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our land was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, Ms. Lynch, for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. Next, I'd like to welcome USCIS Chief of Staff Aaron Hawkins to the stage. Mr. Hawkins was appointed as the USCIS Chief of Staff on January 20, 2025. He previously served as Deputy Assistant Secretary, Office of Legislative Affairs for the Department of Homeland Security, and Chief of Staff for the Office of Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs at USCIS. He also previously served as Chief of Staff for Congressman Eric Burleson, as well as Legislative Director and Counsel for Congressman Andy Biggs and Raul Labrador. Thank you, Chief of Staff Hawkins.
Thank you, Madeline. Good morning. It is a great honor to be part of this exciting and important day in your lives. In just a few moments, Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security Troy Edgar will administer the oath of allegiance. Deputy Secretary Edgar is the 9th Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security, and he previously served as the department's Chief Financial Officer. He supports Secretary Ngo as the Chief Operating Officer of the department, supporting the department's 260,000 employees worldwide. He's a veteran of the United States Navy, and he has more than 35 years of experience in consulting as a senior executive and entrepreneur. He also served as the mayor and city council member of Los Alamitos, California. We are honored to have him here with us today. And now I will call out every country that is represented here today. When I call your country, please stand up and remain standing. You come from many backgrounds, but soon you will all stand as one. Afghanistan. Algeria. Argentina. Australia. Azerbaijan. Bangladesh. Barbados. Benin. Bolivia. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Brazil. Bulgaria. Burkina Faso. Burma, Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, Congo Kinshasa, Costa Rica, Cuba, El Salvador, Eritrea, Estonia, Ethiopia, Fiji, Finland, the Gambia, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Guatemala, Guinea, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Jordan, Kyrgyzstan, Latvia,
Won't interview you.
Lebanon, Liberia, Mauritius, Mexico, Moldova, Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, Nigeria, North Macedonia, Norway, Pakistan, Peru, the Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Russia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saudi Arabia, Sierra Leone, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Syria, Taiwan, Tajikistan, Tanzania, Thailand, Tunisia, Turkey, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Uruguay, Uzbekistan, Venezuela, Vietnam, Yemen, and Zimbabwe. Deputy Secretary Edgar, each of the 100 candidates has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each has demonstrated an understanding of English and a knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history and principles and form of government of the United States. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. The government investigations have been completed in their cases, and each has been found to meet all requirements of the law to be naturalized. Deputy Secretary Edgar, please administer the oath of allegiance to these candidates.
What an exciting day. I'm so blessed to be here with you guys. As the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security, it's my privilege to be able to administer the oath to the 100 candidates presented today. I would just ask that you would please raise your right hand. And please repeat after me. I hereby declare an oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, cognate, or state or sovereignty, of whom I which I would hereto been a subject or citizen. I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law. That I will perform non-combatant services in the armed services of the United States
when required by law. And I will perform the work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law. And that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. Okay, go ahead and be seated, please. On behalf of President Trump, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security, it's my honor to be the first to address you as my fellow citizens. It's a distinct privilege for me to join in this event with you today, and an important milestone in your lives, and it's that you officially become a citizen of this great nation. I want to thank the people here, starting with the President Washington for opening his home up to us today. How awesome is this? I can think of any more appropriate time or place to have an event like this. I also want to thank Ann Neal, Petrie, and the Mount Vernon Ladies Association for helping us arrange a special ceremony, and the staff of USCIS, or United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and the Washington Field Office for all their work supporting and interviewing everybody for this event. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. What a perfect day to become an American citizen as we start your journey on the 249th anniversary of our country and the Declaration of Independence. The one thing that has not changed in this country is the commitment and our courage and the vision for the 4th of July. This year, we're marking the occasion by welcoming the new citizens at over 300 ceremonies across the United States. And like this, these new U.S. citizens have chosen to make the United States of America their home. You have all chosen this to have a common home and a common future with your fellow citizens. I also want to recognize a couple of key people here today that have already started to serve in our nation's armed services. I'd like to recognize these few courageous new Americans, and if you wouldn't mind when I mention your name, if you'd please rise. Specialist Francisco Ismael Sandoval Ascorbe. God bless you. And stay standing, Lance Corporal Luis Andres Vesquez Lasso. Thank you for everything you've done for this country, and having served in the U.S. Navy myself, I just wanted to tell you thank you, and I understand your dedication to the country, and everybody here appreciates your service. Thank you so much. Today, we're going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger coming up here, but for me personally, this is a very special ceremony. My wife is, she sat in the same seat you guys did 40 years ago. She's from Iran. My wife, Betty Sarkis, is she here, Betty? Yeah, so that's my wife. So just kind of an idea, this is one of the most special things that I get to do as the Deputy Secretary, is my wife came here, didn't speak English, left Iran during the persecution of Christians 40 years ago, came here, got 2 degrees, a school teacher, and just serves in Little Saigon in Orange County, California as a teacher for almost 30 years. This is her American dream, and for all of you, this is the beginning of your American dream. I'm just so excited for you. Thank you, Betty. Now the real fun part. It's my pleasure to introduce someone that demonstrates just how much a naturalized citizen can accomplish in the United States. Since he's become an American citizen more than 40 years ago, he has unparalleled success in the motion picture industry. More importantly, he's worked tirelessly to give back to this country. He's helped provide for after-school and summer athletic programs for our children. He's also founded the U.S. Steve Schwarzenegger Institute for State and Global Policy, or USDA. And as many of you guys know, he served as the 38th governor of the state of California. He was my governor for all of Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. Exactly the way I wrote it. But anyway, I just had, first of all, good morning and happy 4th of July. I just had the great pleasure of laying a wreath at George Washington's tomb. And I have to tell you something, that I was really touched by this whole idea. Because when I came to this country 57 years ago, not in my wildest dreams, and I had wild dreams, but becoming a most muscular man in the world, becoming a movie star, making a lot of money, becoming rich and famous and all that kind of stuff. But not exactly, that's why I said most muscular man. You got to learn how to listen. Remember, God gave you 2 years. But in any case, what I'm saying is, I was saying to myself, 57 years ago when I came to this country, that's my wildest dreams to think about, that one day this immigrant will be asked to lay a wreath at George Washington's tomb, and to be asked to give the keynote speech at this spectacular lecture today. So I feel absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you. Of course, after being here at Mount Vernon, I've decided that in my next movie I'm going to play George Washington. And then in the media we'll play no, maybe actually a better idea. Maybe this is Washington. How about that, huh? Would that be cool? Actually talking about making movies, I just finished a movie called The Man in the Bag. It's a Christmas movie where I play Santa Claus. And Santa Claus is, of course, all about giving. But today, however, you've given me a great gift. That gift is to be part of this very meaningful ceremony. And I was told that there are thousands of spectators out there. And I have to say, you're a really good-looking crowd. Man, look at them all, smiling and everything. Well, I'm very excited that you're all here. I want to thank you all for coming. Big hand to all of you. But actually, I came to talk to these 100 people that are sitting right here in front. To these 100 people that have just become American citizens. To these new Americans, I say thank you for sharing this wonderful day with me. Also your journey, which you also share since I'm a potential. If a U.S. ambassador or historian were here in my place this morning, he or she would probably start out with some relevant quote by Washington, right? It will be about democracy and citizenship and probably make reference to the tension in our country. But I want to start with a story. Dr. Bradford can vouch for truth. Washington and John Marshall became Chief Justice, who was fighting on horseback to visit some friends. Then away, Marshall ripped his pants, but he had no choice but to keep going on. The rip must have been in a strategic area, if you know what I mean. Because when they arrived, the only thing that Marshall could think of doing was to hold a handkerchief in front of him like a bullfighter. this. Well, on seeing this, Washington laughed so hard that it is said that it took a time for him to recover. Now today, we call up him a joyous, happy Washington. Because this is a very joyous, happy day. We're here to celebrate you that were just sworn in. We're here to recognize what you have overcome, what you have achieved, to recognize the responsibilities that are still in front of you. I remember how happy I was when I became an American citizen. I tell you, it felt so great. It was September 17th, 1983. I was all dressed up, just like today. The blue blazer, white shirt, and red tie, and I raised my right hand. Stood straight, and proud to say the oath. And after that, I celebrated. I celebrated at lunchtime, I celebrated at dinner time. I celebrated all night. And I had the American flag waved around my shoulder. I couldn't believe it. I kept saying to myself, Arnold, you have a new home. And I did. And so do you. So do you. I have no doubt that similar lunches and dinners and parties will take place here today. Because there's so much to celebrate. You have endured the stress of filling out the forms and the paperwork. You've waited and you've worried. You've wondered, what is taking so long? Right? Did the paperwork get lost? Did it get lost in the mail? Did it go through? What is happening here? I know those feelings. I know the relief that you must feel today. Some of you have escaped from very harsh circumstances in your previous life. I've always loved what Harriet Tubman said about escaping from slavery into freedom. She said, when I found that I had crossed the line, I looked at my hands to see I was the same person. There was such a glory over everything. The sun came like gold through trees and over the fields, and I felt like I was in heaven. Today, at least a few hours, I hope that you feel a glory over everything. I hope that you feel that glory over everything. I know that each of you has your own reason for wanting to be an American citizen. Some of you came to America to escape the fear of persecution and political oppression. That gnawing fear that tells you not to look at the soldier in the eye. Others of you came to America because of economic desperation in your home country. That gnawing in your stomach that comes from unrelenting poverty or famine. Or maybe what drew you here was the longing to be reunited with your family. That gnawing in your heart to the people that you love, that you miss, that you want to care for. But whatever motivated you to make your way here to say, I want to be a citizen of the United States, let me explain what it tells me about you. Because of all the roles that I have played in the movies, I know something about action heroes. Right? You don't need a cartridge belt across the chest or bazooka against your shoulder to be an action hero. And you don't need the stunts and the special effects and the Hollywood magic to be an action hero. No. Immigrants are action heroes. I only want to say that because it took action to get here. Laziness did not get you here. Apathy did not get you here. I believe in the status quo did not get you here. No, action is what got you here. You wanted something more. So you went after it. You worked hard, you're struggling, you persevered. I know what you say to yourself because this is what I say to myself. If only I can get to America. If only I can prove what I can do. If only I can be the person that I know I can be. Right? Today, all of your action over the years were rewarded. No longer are you hanging on the drift by one hand. You have pulled yourself up. Yes, you have pulled yourself up. And today your feet are firmly planted in America. Isn't it wonderful? What now? What now? In return for all that America is doing for you, giving you your freedom, peace, and opportunity, I ask you to think about what would you do for America? What would you do for America? When you took that oath, you weren't putting your hand out for what you could get. No, you put your hand up in a promise of what you would do for America. You took that oath and received America's many blessings. I hope that you also accepted the responsibility to give something back. Giving back does not just mean to give money. It means giving yourself to something beyond yourself. I remember when I first arrived in America a week before Thanksgiving. The guy in the gym reached out to me and he said, "You're here by yourself. You're a foreigner. I barely can understand you." Can't blame him for that. He said, "Why don't you spend Thanksgiving with us, with my family?" His name was Bill Gray. I met his father and his mother, and it was the most wonderful turkey dinner with orange trimmings. That was not enough generosity. That same weekend after that fantastic meal, there was a knock on my door of my empty apartment across the street from the gym. I opened it, and a parade of bodybuilders walked in, all pumped up, one after the other, carrying things in their hands. One was carrying bed sheets, the other one pillowcases, the other one utensils. One was even carrying black and white TV. I tell you, so impressed. It was a parade of generosity, turning my bare immigrant apartment into a home. That is a generosity that I will never forget. I will never forget that. That kindness left a lasting impression on me. And for the last 30 years now, I have been buying and handing out turkeys at the youth center in East Los Angeles. And I tell you something, that handing out those thousands of turkeys year after year is 100 times more rewarding than standing at the red carpet of a movie premiere. I've tried to be a good citizen and to give back. That's why I got involved with Special Olympics, became the national and international strength coach for the Special Olympians worldwide, for both Special Olympics worldwide. That's why I was so honored also to be asked by President Bush to be the chairman of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports, to travel through all 50 states, go into public schools, and to promote exercise and fitness amongst the youngsters. And to tell them no to drugs, no to gang, and no to violence. I helped our veterans getting homes, helped the homeless. I'm involved in combating climate change, promoting healthy living, advocating civil responsibility. There's got an after-school program, so the list goes on and on and on. Now, one thing I have to tell you, you don't have to run for governor as I did. Start by running to the grocery store for homebound labor. or run the bake sale table at a PTA meeting. The question is, what will you become involved in? I guarantee you that it will begin to change your life. Now here's another thing that you do not have to give up who you are in order to succeed as an American. When I wanted to get into the movies, I remember an agent and the studio executives would say to me, he says, Arnold, that accent, that ridiculous accent. No one has ever become a movie star or leading man with an accent like that. And then you name Schwarzen Schnitzel or whatever. It wouldn't even fit on a movie poster or on a billboard. Why don't you forget the movies altogether? Why don't you open up a health food store or a gymnasium? I was convinced that I could do it. I was in the land of opportunities. I knew that if I worked my butt off, that I could do it. I could make my vision become a reality. So I took acting classes, English classes, speech classes, dialogue classes. I even took accent removal classes. I walked around the whole day saying, a fine wine grows on a vine. And 3,333 and 1/3. Because those are all the things the German-speaking people are difficult in pronouncing. So I worked on it, and this is why today I have absolutely no accent at all. You're laughing, but I mean, it's not funny. I'm still looking for the coach to get my money back. But anyway, the bottom line is that an accent is nothing to be ashamed of. It is a memory of your past. It is telling a story. It tells a story, and it's part of what makes your voice distinct. America needs a story. What I'm saying is that to be an American, you do not have to fit into a box. Trust who you are. Trust the vision of your future. Trust the vision of yourself. That is what's important. Now, some will say, Arnold, you are a little bit out of touch here with what is going on in this country. Your outlook is too rosy. Yes, I'm an optimist. I admit it. But I know what's going on. I know about the division that separates us. It is what we see in everything that we see in the news. Things might look confusing. Yes, there is heartache. But let me tell you something. No matter how difficult of a time we go through sometimes in America, we always pull out of it. We always pull out of it. I tell you what I'm saying that because when I came to America, I remember the confusion and the heartache when I arrived in this country in 1986. Imagine now, the year that I came, Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy assassinated. Think about that. There were riots in the streets outside the Democratic Convention in Chicago. There were protests about the Vietnam War all over this country. It was craziness. The Vietnam War was tearing this country apart. Seeing 141 cargo planes holding 35 to 40 flag trade caskets that coming from Southeast Asia. Imagine how many flights, how many flags that it took for 58,000 American soldiers to be returned back home. Think about that. And we pulled out of that difficult time. And we came back bigger and stronger than ever. So that's why I'm an optimist. But you're gonna always come back and you're always gonna think forward. That is important thing. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I read that some Americans are actually so discouraged today that they want to move to another country. They don't know what you and I know, right? I mean, you and I spent years working to become citizens. We are not people who give up easily. No, right? America needs your strong immigrant spirit right now. There was recently a number of environmentalists who told me that they were losing hope about climate change and fossil fuels and the reduction in pollution and all this stuff because of the US policies and reversals. You know what I say to this kind of defeatist attitude? Stop whining and get to work. The thing that I know about immigrants is that you are not whiners. Because whining doesn't get you the green card or the citizenship. Whining doesn't put food on your table or pay the rent. Whining is weakness. Whining is weakness. There is a reason that you're here. You are the people that America needs right now. America needs you with your accent, with your memories of your homeland, the whole dreams that you have, and your love and freedom for family. You do not just deserve to be in America, you are needed here. You are needed here. Let me close with this thought. Ronald Reagan once received a letter from a man who wrote that you can go to live in France, but you can't become a Frenchman. You can go to Germany or to Italy, but you can't become a German or Italian. The man said the same thing about Turkey and Japan and many other countries. But he said that anyone from any corner in the world can come to live in the United States and become an American. You are from many different places from all over the world, and the day together, you become one. You became an American. Yes, the day you became an American. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you that you took this road to America together with me. And on behalf of all the citizens of this country, I congratulate you on becoming an American. And I welcome you to this land of opportunity, to the greatest country in the world. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure.